Hi, welcome to my channel. I am Rosalind Jukic and I am a second generation homeschool mom living in Croatia. I invite you to join me today. Be sure to like this video and be sure to follow my channel. Hi, welcome back to my channel. I am so glad that you are back here with me today. If you've never been here before, I am Rosalind Jukic, and usually here on my channel I talk all about homeschooling and my family, and today I just want to share with you a little bit about how God really opened up the doors for our church to be able to serve the Ukrainian refugees as we have. Now, I'm putting this video in a playlist where I'm talking about the refugee crisis and how our church is helping to bring them here into Zagreb and relocate them, and how we are helping to support them and sort of get them started in a new life. But today I just wanted to take a few minutes and just share about the wonderful backstory to all of that. I came here in 2004, as I shared in a previous video. And when I came here, our church was renting an old church that had no heating, it had no air conditioning, and our summers are somewhat like Texas. So it does get very hot and very humid here. And so we had, there were just very limited resources in this building, and it was what we could afford. A lot of churches here rent instead of buying, and that's, I think, fairly similar to the way it is in the States, except for that. And when I say most churches, the majority of churches here do not own their own facility. And so we were, within sort of that group of people, and we had to make a move. And then a few years later, we had to move again. And we had found, it was a partial residential and business complex or center. Really, it was a building that's has apartments in it and businesses in it as well. And on one of the floors, they had a warehouse. And so we decided to rent it out. We decided to go in and renovate it and make it, usable for our church. And this happened somewhere probably around 5 or 6 years ago, but it was a lease to buy. And so we knew that, any rent that we were paying would go towards the purchase of that space if we chose to purchase. In the meantime, when we were getting to the end of our lease, they announced that they were going to be selling that space. And so we knew, time was very much limited. Either we were going to purchase that business space or we were going to have to move again. And moving again just really was not something that anyone really wanted to do. And so, but the purchase of the space was going to be well beyond what we would ever be able to afford. We knew we were going to need a miracle. Well, my brother-in-law went to the States and he toured all of the churches that helped to support him and his family, as well as our church, and presented the need for us to purchase the building. And it was really a step of faith. It was huge. He spent, I believe, 2 months in the States touring and sharing about this, and just believing that God was going to bring that money in. And it was a quite a large amount of money to be able to buy this space. And the money came in. It was quite miraculous. He kept giving us regular updates while he was there, and while he was, speaking at all of these churches and presenting the need for us to purchase the space. And when he came back, we had all of the funds that we needed, and we were able to go ahead and make that purchase. That space belongs to us as a church, and it is so wonderful. So that was great. We were really excited. In the fall, in late October, early November, we held a dedication service, and it was really, really great. He was completely exhausted, and all of this not knowing what was going to be coming up. In the meantime of all of this, about 6 years ago, a young man came to our church from Ukraine. And he came here to Zagreb to open up a salon where he does medical demonstrations using different natural techniques. and using, different tools and, mattresses and pillows and different types of therapies. And it was great. I mean, he opened it up, then he brought his family over, so his wife and his son, and then his sister and her husband came, and for a while some of his other family was here as well. And they began attending our church. He came on our deacon board, and so he serves as a deacon in our church. And it was great. It was wonderful getting to know them. And his son became a really, really good friend to my children. Not again knowing how God was going to use all of these things to be able to aid in the crisis that we are in right now. So fast forward to just a little over a month ago, and the war broke out there, and we began talking about, how can we help? Because the families in our church had family and friends that were still there, that were needing to get out, that were wanting to relocate, that were needing to get to safety. And so we began to put plans in place for that, and God opened up the doors. The amazing thing is that we have helped now somewhere in the ballpark of 20 people to come over. Now, obviously in Croatia, there's a lot more than that. The last number I saw was over 11,000 refugees that have relocated here in Croatia. And I'm sure that number is bigger now than it was when I saw that the last time. There's just been a huge effort to help relocate them here, to help them find employment and all of that. But, with our church and, the small size that we are, we have been able to help, on a small level, and it's been wonderful. The thing is that, being able to give them a place to worship is huge. We know that there's a large number of evangelical Christians in Ukraine. So they've been able to come here to Zagreb. They've been able to find an evangelical church where they can come to. We're able to provide them translation because we have native speakers. And not only that, we have the space that if they decided to say, we would love to have a service in our own language, maybe one day a week where we can come together as a Ukrainian family and celebrate Jesus in our own language. We have the space to provide that for them, because we have our own space. We're not renting it. We're not sharing it with another church. And so we're able to provide them the opportunity to be able to do that. We are able to give them so many opportunities to be able to not only come here and find refuge and safety, but to come here and to be able to celebrate together as as their own people. And I think that is so wonderful. So I just wanted to take a few moments today and just to sort of share a little bit of a backstory as to how God really provided the way. He provided the means. He gave us the opportunity to be able to reach out, to be able to help these precious people. I can tell you that there is so much joy in sitting there in the same building with them, watching them raise their hands in worship and pray out loud in their own language and just worship Jesus, knowing all of what they have been through and the trauma that they have experienced, losing everything, having to start over in life, with just the things that they were able to carry with them. And they still are able to just find that joy in Christ. There is nothing more beautiful than that. There's no greater testimony than that. And there is no greater visual representation of the joy that is found in Jesus that you do not find in anything that is found in this world, than to watch them, having lost everything, still be able to glorify Christ and find joy in his presence. And so I hope that you enjoyed this video. I hope that it meant something to you. In the description box below, I'm just going to go ahead and leave all of the information where you can, first of all, find my previous videos if you would like to help to donate to what we're doing to aid in these refugees. If the Lord leads you to do that, you'll find all of that information in the description box below. Please like this video, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.